With so much focus on social media and Google Ads and whatever shiny new platform happens to be next, many optical practices are quietly overlooking one of the most reliable tools they already have at their disposal: email. Now, I know email doesn't sound particularly exciting, it doesn't feel cutting edge, but here's the reality. When it's done properly, email marketing remains one of the highest performing marketing channels in any industry, including eye care. According to research from Email Tool Tester, email marketing achieves an average return on investment of around 3,500%. That means for every pound or dollar invested, you're getting back roughly 36 times your investment. So today, I'm going to break down exactly how email marketing works for eye care businesses and how it can help drive bookings, increase sales, and build stronger patient relationships. Let's dive in. Why email marketing still works. All right, let's start with the big question. Why email? Why not just focus on Instagram, Facebook, and Google Ads? I get it. Email feels a bit old school, but there are 4.4 billion people using email worldwide right now, according to Demand Sage. And that number is only going up, meaning your patients are checking their email every single day, probably even multiple times a day. And when it comes to healthcare emails specifically, the numbers are particularly strong. SurveyMonkey's benchmarks show that the average open rate for a healthcare email is 34.65%, and the average click-through rate is 2.8%. Now, why do patients open these emails? It's quite simple. They expect personalization. Think about it. Your patients are used to personalized experiences online. Netflix recommends shows based on what they watched. Amazon suggests products based on what they bought. That expectation doesn't stop when it comes to healthcare. They expect the same level of relevance from their businesses that they interact with, including their optician. And email allows you to deliver that. The other thing I like about email is how cost-effective it is compared to other channels and how easily it scales. For smaller, independent practices especially, this levels the playing field because you don't need a massive marketing budget. You don't need a full in-house marketing team. You simply need the right systems and expertise in place. And if you're watching this and thinking, I'm not even sure where to start with my practice's digital marketing, click the first link in the description to get a free digital audit of your eye care business, and we'll look at your website, your SEO, your online bookings, your email marketing, the full picture, and we'll show you exactly where the gaps are. But for now, let's carry on. Types of email campaigns that actually work. So what kind of emails should you actually be sending? Let me walk you through the ones that work best for optical practices. First up are patient recall emails. These are your bread and butter. The idea is simple. You remind patients to book their next eye exam at the right time. You're using their data, like when they had their last appointment, to trigger a timely, relevant reminder. Here is an example of what this looks like in a practice. Hi Sarah, it's been almost a year since your last eye test. Click below for your next appointment. That's it. Short and sweet, personal, direct. It feels human, it feels considerate, and most importantly, it works. Next are retention emails. These are about keeping your existing patients engaged. These include things like post-purchase check-ins, reminders to reorder contact lenses before they run out. Simple, helpful messages that make life easier for your patients. For example, you could send "How are your new lenses?" email about 30 days after a purchase, including a few care tips and a short feedback link. It shows that you're thinking about them beyond the transaction. You should also have a newsletter. This one's great for building trust over time. Your patients might come in once a year for an exam, but that doesn't mean the relationship should go quiet in between. A monthly or quarterly newsletter keeps your practice top of mind. You can share seasonal eye care tips, highlight new products, or introduce them to your team. It's about finding balance of education with a bit of personality. And finally, you should have automated email flows. These are emails that run in the background without you lifting a finger. So things like welcoming series for new subscribers, abandoned basket reminders for people who didn't complete a purchase, post-purchase follow-ups to encourage reviews, and simple thank you messages after a visit. segmenting your email list. Now, here's where a lot of practices tend to go wrong. They send the same email to everybody. That's a mistake. Segmentation is what makes email marketing effective, and by dividing your patient data into clear groups, you can send messages that matter to each person. Think about it this way. Sending a progressive lens promotion to a patient over the age of 35 makes sense, but sending that same message to a child doesn't make sense. So how do you segment? Here are a few ways we typically approach it. First, segment by prescription type: single vision wearers, progressive lens patients, contact lens wearers, reading glass users. Each group has different needs and different interests. You can also segment by purchase history. When did they last buy frames? What lens coatings have they chosen? Do they prefer certain brands? This information means you can make your recommendations more specific. And we also like to segment by appointment status. Who's due a recall? Who recently missed an appointment? Who has an upcoming fitting? All of these are natural opportunities to reach out with timely, relevant messages. When you segment properly, your emails stop feeling like marketing and they start feeling like helpful reminders from an ECP who knows their patients, making emails feel personal. And on that note, I want to mention that automation works best when it doesn't feel automated. I know, sounds a bit contradictory, but let me explain. The goal isn't to make your emails feel like they come from a machine. The goal is to make them feel like they come from a real person at the practice, somebody who remembers the patient and genuinely cares. So start with the basics. Use the patient's name in the greeting. Reference their last appointment. Mention what they've purchased before. But don't worry, you're not doing this manually for every single patient. Email marketing tools let you set this up once using dynamic fields. You write the email once, the system personalizes it for each patient using the data that you already have, with no manual work required. When it comes to the email content itself, you should also make it very easy for them to take the next step. Embed links directly to your booking calendar. Make reordering contact lenses a one-click process. Remove as much friction as possible. Tone matters too. Write like you talk, not a corporate marketing department, because when your emails sound human and offer something useful, patients read them. Measuring what actually matters. Next, let's talk about data, because email marketing isn't guesswork. When it's set up properly, you can use reporting to see what's working, just as importantly, what isn't. It's important to focus on metrics that drive bookings and revenue. Don't get lost in vanity numbers. For example, open rate is useful for a quick health check. It shows whether your subject line, sender name, and timing are strong enough to earn attention in a busy inbox. If open rates start to dip, it's a sign something needs adjusting before the email is even read. Click-through rates shows whether your content and call to action are compelling enough. You might see strong opens, but weaker clicks, which usually means the email set an expectation that the content didn't quite deliver on. But out of all the metrics, conversion rate is the one that really matters. This measures real outcomes like booked eye exams, contact lens reorders, frame purchases, etc. It's the clearest link between email activity and the actual revenue. And keep an eye on unsubscribes too. And if that number is rising, it's a signal something's off. Whether that's frequency, targeting, or relevance, it's worth investigating. Finally, effective email programs use structured testing rather than guesswork. Subject lines, send times, and content can all be tested systematically to improve performance over time. For example, you might test whether a subject line highlighting a limited time offer outperforms a simple "it's time for your eye exam" message. But it's important to only test one element at a time so you actually know what made the difference. And over time, this measurement makes it very clear which emails drive real results, so future campaigns can focus on what consistently performs best. But to be honest, having a plan and actually implementing it are two different things, and that's what we're here to help with. If you want to see exactly where your digital presence really stands and get a clear, practical roadmap moving forward, click the first link in the description to get a free digital audit of your eye care business. We'll analyze your current website, your SEO, your online bookings, and yes, your email marketing too. And then we'll show you where the gaps are and what needs to happen to increase the bookings and sales. So, click the first link to get your free audit. And if you'd like to learn more about what effective digital marketing looks like for eye care practices, then watch this video next.